Hello everyone, Mark here, Mark's Max Muscle. And did you realize we are less than 9 weeks away from the Mr. Olympia, the 2022 Olympia? It's going to be huge, guys. We're going to take a look at a few physique updates, all in relation to that, as well as a little bit of an interesting Derek Lunsford story, I guess. Stay tuned for that. You guys will be interested in it. But man, oh man, look at Nick Walker. We're also going to take a look at 212, a couple of 212 athletes. But Nick Walker, could he make 212 if they give him a few years? Man, oh man, he is looking huge, huge. And if size was a factor between him and Big Rammy, I don't know. It's gonna be, it's gonna be a very anticipated comparison in that front double bicep pose. Last year, he kind of got knocked out of that first call out, that first pack, so we didn't really get to see the Rammy versus Nick Walker. And I think this year definitely will be the year. Wow, Nick Walker is looking good, guys. What do you think? Third place? I did a five-way or a four-way comparison between the top guys yesterday, and Nick Walker, he looked pretty good in that comparison. So realistically, if they judge it that way, he could get third. Could get second, too. You never can tell. Next physique update, we're going to look at Hassan Mostafa, the Colonel Crunch. This guy is potentially a threat to almost anybody, including Nick Walker. I mean, look at the size of the arms. Is he going to get that position this year? No. A little bit more refinement. That midsection gets more and more peeled each year. The glutes get more and more shredded. Gorilla Monsoon. I mean, this guy's going to be ripped to shreds in a few years of refinement. And he definitely is going in on the right direction. Now, don't misconstrue the situation. He's not defeating Nick Walker this year. Now, this would be a situation where you could say, will Hassan Mostafa, will he make it into the top 10? And honestly, guys, if he brings that, was it the Orlando? He did Puerto Rico and Orlando. He was better. He was better and won the Orlando, I believe. If he brings that condition, if you guys drop the ball, you would be surprised how many dudes this guy could take out come the 2022 Olympia. So yeah, Hassan Mostafa, go follow him on Instagram. Check out his physique updates. He is a stud. And yeah, like I said, he very well could be a threat to a Nick Walker, to even a Big Rammy in a few years of refinement. Now let's lean towards the 212 division. Take a look at a few guys that could actually be a threat to that 212 title. That's a tongue twister and a half. If, in fact, Sean Clarita does not go to this division, he does compete in the Open. Obviously, Derek Lunsford, we're going to take a look at in a couple minutes. He is going to Open. So it's wide open. And a guy like this is, in fact, Lucas Coelho, and he is incredible. I've had my eye on this guy for a few years, and he was saying that he's posting his weak points. Was his back a weak point? I don't know. He looks pretty good at all angles. So yeah, Lucas Coelho, definitely a guy you're going to want to watch out for that first call out in the 212 division. 212 is on fire, guys. We have a former champion here in Kamal Elgargni. Now, I often say age is going to creep up on this guy. Well, he looks pretty good. Can he hold out for one more year? If he can hold out and bring his usual package, should be a win for this guy. I guess Kamal Elgargni will be on a lot of people's prediction lists as a 212 champion. Of course, he did compete in Open, and he did not place. Well, he did good. He did not win. He definitely didn't win, but he did pretty good at the, the Texas? Things of that nature. And to be honest, I think that might have taken away a little bit of his sting. A little bit of the aura around this guy. But either which way, it's looking good for a top spot. Now, here is a 212 threat that I just feel a buzz around this year. I think this guy is going to do it. I think he's going to get into the first call out, and he's going to expose a lot of guys as far as muscle size, first of all, completeness, just round, full muscle. But when he turns around, things of that nature, he's going to expose a lot of these guys as far as conditioning is concerned. Kerrith Bajjo, He is a definite threat for this 212 title. Wow. Very impressed with this guy's physique updates. And the last time he competed, he won. But before that, he got a debatable second place. And sometimes when that happens, you get more fans because a lot of people are like, well, he should have won. He should have won. But I guess it is a debate because he lost to this guy, Keone Pearson. And take a look, if you will, Keone Pearson. Now here is a dude that could most certainly, if he nails it, if he holds everything together, you know what I'm saying, as far as nerves, things of that nature. And it's not easy. It's not easy out there on the grandest stage of them all. If he can maintain, you know what? Keone Pearson could win the 212 title. You know, there's a lot of factors though, guys. Like I just mentioned, Lucas Coelho, he is going to shock a lot of guys too. Kerrith Bajjo, he's going to be less shocking considering he got, top 8 the Olympia last year. Got a victory over this guy even. But Keone Pearson, make no mistake about it, guys. Already he has improved from last year for sure. Now let's finish up with a very interesting Derek Lunsford story. Apparently he was listening to a podcast, and I don't know why he wouldn't. It was an awesome one. I listened to it. Top gurus predict Mr. Olympia, top 6. It was Dennis James, Chad Nichols, a bunch of them. But anyway, we're going to narrow in on Chad Nichols for a second. Derek Lunsford, he made this post. I don't consider myself a gambling man. That's Derek Lunsford's impression, I guess. But if I were, Las Vegas would be the place to do it. So he's not a gambling man because I think he's religious, first of all. And they're not supposed to gamble. He's got a little cross there. He's keen on Jesus, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, he shouldn't be gambling anyway. But if I was, he's going to do it in Las Vegas. Now, what does that mean? In that podcast, like I was talking about, Dennis James, it was cool too. There was a bunch of them. Lee Priest jumped in there. Chris Aceto. It was Chad Nichols that they were talking about Derek Lunsford. He said, this is the biggest gamble of the night. He's going to lose out on money, is what he's saying. So he's going to place way down. He should have just stuck with the 212. Well, I don't know, guys. At the end of the day, it's Derek Lunsford's decision, and what do I think about it? I think it's great that he's going to open, because he had to whittle himself down for 212. So, realistically, at the end of his career, he wants to have these pictures of himself or video footage of himself at his very best, biggest legs, things of that nature, and if he's constantly competing in 212, he's undercutting himself. He's not going to be at his best. And now that he's open, we're going to see a monstrous Derek Lunsford that will absolutely supersede any version of him prior. And heck, he could shock a lot of people. He could get up there in those first call-outs, things of that nature. And one of those big, juicy checks from the open class, probably a lot bigger than the 212 check, but anyway, just a response. You can tell definitely Derek Lunsford, he heard that comment from Chad Nichols. I'm not no gambling man. But Las Vegas, a heck of a place to roll those, dice? Mm-hmm. Those dice could be loaded. Hit thumbs up on the video, guys, and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. The Olympia, guys, less than 8 weeks away. Time is just a ticking. Have a good one, guys.